Hey Carson, what's good? Just to let you know how no matter how many people here, I'm going to keep on going. And then any questions you have at all, we could just workshop some stuff that you have and just privately do that. So it'll be a coaching session that you could have. If you prefer, I'm going to go ahead and record the section that I'm going to have breaking down some of Alex's things that he did. The handbooks didn't come today. I'm so mad. They sent the thing out and saying like, oh, it's delayed. Like bogus,
Oh,
way bogus. So I would go live tomorrow if I get them. I should get them tomorrow. So I'll go live tomorrow at 9:30. But I'll go ahead and pause the coaching any coaching I give to you, so you can feel comfortable to completely be like just transparent about anything you want, and that's with anybody else here. So we're gonna wait just about 3 more minutes when we get started here, and then we'll have that happen. But excited, Carson. What's you want to tell any background stuff? And hey, what's going on, Eugene?
hey, hey. I'm still working a bit.
In other words, we'll be in the background. We're going to record some Alex stuff, and we'll do some coaching where we don't record anything at all in the coaching that we do. If anybody wants any, but Carson, tell us about background. Do you have something you're working on, or thinking about, or you're curious?
Yeah,
All of it's good. Safe space.
no, yeah. So I'm Carson. I'm 17 years old. I think end goal, I want to start some sort of business. What I've been working on, I've been like mowing lawns and doing stuff like that.
Good.
That's been decent. I've made a decent amount of money from like mowing lawns and doing some like weeding and stuff like that. But need to start working on more
Hey man,
high
if
tech.
you live by me, I'm going to hire you as well because I cannot. And I'm a wimp about it. I have a small plot of land to do. That's awesome.
Oh,
Congrats.
thank you. Yeah, I think um, another goal I have is maybe start doing like I think I mentioned in the school community.
Yeah,
I've
you're
been
about
doing
working out, right?
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so happy I found you on Reddit. I just went across my screen. I was like, because you have to be careful about advertising or whatever else here. So I was just like, listen, there's get this book. It's great. And did you
Oh,
know
I
Alex before this?
yes, yes.
Great.
Yeah, I've
Obviously you
watched
did.
this.
Yeah, yeah,
No, very cool stuff from Alex. I love the Alex Hormozi.
yeah.
All of that.
And we're gonna
It's
break down some stuff that was like, and we're gonna talk about whether we think it's well, we'll get there.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I also appreciate the playbooks and extending all that to us.
Yeah, we had a little bird in the community shared that with me before I was able to lock onto it first. So I'm really hats off. I want to keep him, keep the person. Sorry, keep the
Well, yeah,
person
yeah,
private of who that was.
for sure.
Yeah. All right, great.
I'll put myself on mute. Quick.
Okay, heard. Eugene, I know you're working right now. Anything you want to say? Introduce yourself at
Oh,
all?
sure. My name is Gene. I guess actually my name right now. I guess I was just like coding. I'm actually a coder by training, or actually, I actually went coding after I finished school. So I wasn't a coder by training. And um, I have actually a more fundamental question: is that I've been trying to figure out what my passion actually is because I actually like coding. So I code in my free time.
Yeah,
It's like I code for
absolutely.
work and I code in my free time, my own personal projects. Like for artists, they have like a portfolio. It's like I have a portfolio of code. What's funny is that my entire life's work will fit in a flash drive, and it
Yeah.
has no weight. It's all virtual. You know, everything I do. But aside from that, I guess like I'm trying to figure out what is like. I did watch like the way I got introduced to Alex from Morrissey was that I watched this video about finding a purpose, and he said that well, the one thing with purpose is that there's no food that you eat that makes you full forever. Like it's an ever-changing thing. So like for me, it's like like after coding, let's see, like what would my purpose or my passion be?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in general, finding out what's really cool is if you find out how to do stuff you love, like coding, and then combine that with like two other skills. They make this really awesome Venn diagram, and I think I believe that could be week two for us to find out what our actual passion is, and to be able to combine that. And for people who already found out what that is going to basically help them just gain a testimony that they're doing what they're should be doing. So starting off in that section, yeah, that absolutely, that's wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and jump in to watching Alex's book launch from the beginning, and then we're going to make a comment really about what kind of just like what it is that he was doing and some models that he's doing. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and do that. Before we start, I want to ask, the, did you all watch it at all?
Yeah, the book launch. Yeah,
Yeah. How,
watched
from
probably the
start,
first.
middle, end, where?
I think I guess I don't know. He streamed for a long time, didn't he? I watched maybe like 3 4 hours.
Yeah.
Then
Any low-hanging
after,
fruit that you found like, that, yes, for that.
what do you mean? Like,
Anything that like really just like really stood out that for you personally?
oh, I mean, I thought it was interesting like how hard he was pushing the books. I mean, he wasn't like shoving it down your throat, but he was right there with donations. He was like, get your 200 book donations. I mean, just that was interesting. He was pushing hard.
Yeah, he was very hard pushing there. Absolutely. And noticing some of his stacks, if you know some other books that we're going to suggest and stuff today, you're going to notice like, oh, wait a minute, that's what he was doing there. So that's going to be it's going to be pretty legendary of you coming in and realizing some of the tactics that it's very easy to use that you yourself can definitely use. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get this set up here and get rid of some of these tabs so I can definitely focus on us.
There we go.
By the way, are you guys on the East Coast or West Coast or
US East Coast for me.
me too, I'm in
I'm,
New
uh,
Jersey.
Awesome.
I'm in the big Minnesota up north.
Yep. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
The singer that always comes out. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just start streaming. We're going to watch this together. And what we're going to do is, let me just stop my share so I'm going to also share my audio with me. And there we go. Share sound. All right, tell me if you can hear this. Here it comes.
From just a handful of customers and friends.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
great.
good.
All right, we're gonna go back. Here's the great thing. We're gonna break this down live, what's happening here. And a good thing for you guys, if you ever know, J is rewind and K is pause and L is fast forward. So that's a really cool thing for these long models. You see already that he's been streaming. So check this out. What he does here, I love the countdown that he has here. And then as soon as he gets down, the best thing, instead of coming out yourself, what do you want to have done? An introduction. So this guy right here pumps him up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The $100 million.
We're not going to watch it all, but you get the point. Like, here it is. And then this is accepting gratitude and saying hello from everybody streaming on this stuff. And that's everybody going crazy. Now, what's happening here is they're trying to get kind of a herd mentality going up, and they're going to ask him, like, if you've ever done this, you ever done that, put one in the chat. So we're just getting this herd mentality. And a lot of this, what we're about to watch is not Richard. It's Russell Brunson's, and it's his offer stack that he's about to give us. So as we go forward with this.
Welcome to my $100 million Money Models book launch.
And now I want to pay attention to his pacing. It delegitimizes a little bit of his power that he had if he just stood there and delivered, but watch.
Event. And we're going to try and break not one, but 2 world records together here live.
Okay, so right away, that's something exciting that like world records, like what is going on? So you feels like you're a part of that now. Like you're also helping him break the world record. So he invites you in of like we're all on the same mission. And so he makes us this all. I noticed that practice makes, and you find this working out too, and other things. You find this in music. You find this in sports. Practice makes habits, not perfect. And so obviously he's rehearsed this over and over and over and over again. But the big thing about what this is, he also probably while doing this was pacing, because that's who he is, and that delegitimizes. It's crazy, but this absolutely delegitimizes the power. Watch when he starts delivering powerhouse, standing still delivering compared to what he's doing here.
So I've got the Guinness judges right here. Brittany, why don't you come on out? Brittany's going to make sure Well,
gonna
I'm
fast
going to
forward
show
through
you the
this.
art of the rich or get text like
That's
this
when
at
he
the
actually starts getting
And then
into his rehearsal.
models, $1 million in an all-cash deal to American Pacific Group. And then to give you an idea, let me tell you something insane. I sold 3 companies I started as a kid.
Okay, so this is everybody who doesn't know who he is. So he could then start talking about just offering value. So everybody who knows who he is going crazy. Whoever doesn't know who he is now getting obviously a feel. So you have to, why am I listening to this guy? That's what he's doing.
Where publicly traded companies create envy in some, anger in others, skepticism in most, and confusion in old people.
He covered, he did it. The last one was a joke. There's usually a rule of 3, but he did a 4. And he made sure he covered everything of what people are saying that you saw on Reddit. Some people are mad at him. Everything on Reddit that we saw was right there into that. He made sure he covered it, called it out. A big thing about Alex Hormozi, he does this thing where he talks about Eminem, calling out people for everything that they ever think about him. So if you remember, I don't know if you remember that scene from, if you ever seen that movie with Eminem, where he walks up and then before he does a rap battle, he says everything. I think you think me know me. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. And the guy can't all of a sudden spit any insults at him because Eminem already took that from him and owned it. And so that's what he's doing there, which is makes all of a sudden make it seem like he's a genius and he is this person. So now this is going to go a little faster, what we're going to share here.
Inspire a select few.
All right. So now we're just going to fast forward. Here's what I'll show you today. And now he's going to start
For marketing agencies, online businesses, real
again, bragging, flexing, and then he's going to give why this is the best. 2 types of people to make you feel like you're in there: business owners, players, and then up and coming entrepreneurs. That's everybody who is interested in this. So covering everybody. All right, so here's his little bit that he had, less than a Bitcoin, but All right, and we're going to go fast forward now. This is where he talks about some stories, and he throws stories in here, talking about what got him to this point. And the way he uses his language.
still missing. Because even if you have the thing to sell, offers, and the people to sell it to, leads, you still have another question to answer. How do you get them to give you money?
And then he goes that journey, obviously, to tie in his book with the last 2 books. He used the fame from the last 2 books and then talk about what he's doing. Now, we all were sitting through this. We all know it. I want to get to the offer stack just because of time purposes. I'm going to respect your time. So now it says a new, so here it goes. 1 sale call, made a new offer. This is from, again, Russell Brunson. If you read Russell Brunson or get a hold of his Expert Secrets and .com Secrets, those 2 books, he just does that. Tell stories, because if he tells you like a fact, you don't remember it. But if he tells you a story, it's locked in. So that's what he's kind of doing there in that sense. And this is the very typical webinar. Everybody can do it, and that's much later. That's like week 7 and 8 for us, breaking down the webinar. Like a lot of coaches have webinars where they're going to teach you like, this is how you do a webinar, and they're like, here's a 40-minute video of me talking about it, and then you like spend 4 hours on 10 seconds. And then you lose momentum because then you spend the 4 hours and I can't jump in. Now I have only 20 minutes and I can't spend another 4 hours or 10 seconds and be interrupted. The way we're going to break it down in this community, everything that we do from the mindset all the way to how do you pitch your offer, it's going to be broken down. It's going to be on a school community. They have this tab where you're able to just click a check mark when you're done. It's going to be title. It's going to be this is the way that you want to title it, like this. For this reason, just 3 minutes, you do it yourself, you have a GPT to help you, and then we're done. So that's going to help you, Eugene, when you know what your passion is, Gene, and then Carson, when you know what you want to do, you're able to then implement this and going into how to build this. And we'll talk about that as the community evolves as well. We're going to talk about what exists in the community of who needs what. I have my 8, 9, 10 weeks already panned out. But if somebody all of a sudden the community is in a big, massive, no, we want this, all that's hijacked and we concentrate on what the community wants. And then we offer that on a very, what I like to call a blue clarity line, going from the beginning to the end, because I think it's very important, whatever we have gray, if we follow a path, we row the same way. If there was a rower, if you've ever been on the water and somebody rowing at all, I don't know if you've done that, But if one person's rowing one way and one person's rowing the other, you just go in circles. But if everybody's rowing the same way, even if it's the wrong way, a direction is happening, and we want to make sure we don't have a little mix of this and this. It's just one way that we're doing it. But isn't it way blah, blah? Yeah. Don't do it. Just do it this way. Trust me. And choosing a way, because then we'll just get lost with all the mix, which is horrible. I've been there before. All right. So coming into here, let's get to what he does. Finally, after he builds it, crushes it, builds stories, talks about him. Another I like this part right here where he talks about what it looked like.
And we went from 380,000 a month to 1.76 million in 6 months. And this is how
we like to see this. We like to see this proof. And if you think about in your thing, this
I filled up a room like this with people paying $42,000 a year. And then 12 weeks later, a room like this. And then a quarter or so later, a room like this.
And so this right here, this makes us so excited. And wow, look at all that success, because we see the success, we picture and visualize ourselves into it. So that's what he did. So now let's go over to what he starts doing. We get the whole point. He does this very strategically, holding us. In the moment that we think that we're moved on, he just
and all the way down, all the way down.
Remember when you were excited about life?
Take this.
When you woke up with a sense of...
And I'm going to go to my other... I'm going to move this out of the way and bring up... I have a lot of stuff going on. Here it goes. There it goes.
The most. And so he's buying behavior.
Okay.
These assets work. The same psychology works whether you're launching 100.
You can do it too. And what he does here also, which is big, I'm just like you. I slept on the gym floor. I had nothing. I didn't. So everybody's like, well, you're just a big guy now. He's like, no, I'm just like you. But the fact of the matter, we're really, if you think about it and you take your logical brain out, what he's doing right now is pumping up the emotional buying. There's 3 ways to buy things: emotional buying, then there's people who take a step back and do logical buying, and then people who take a step back, and then the third one is fear-based buying. And so you're going to watch him go through all 3 of these now with the offer stack. He's going to really hit the emotion hard, and people are going to go crazy for that. And then after that, he's going to go into the logical sense of why it makes sense logically. Combine those 2, and then later on, if you don't do it now, it runs away, and then do his thing on fear-based. And so going between those 3 and hitting them hard is really where you want to kind of get people. I want to make it clear that when I'm talking about this, it's because salespeople are awesome. They take what people need and the thing that people need and people, and put them together. Everybody's being pitched all the time. From whether you're in school saying, can I use the bathroom? Whether you're asking somebody for a favor, anything, everybody's always pitching in sales. And I have a couple of really cool upgrades that I want you guys, and journeys that I want you guys to do. At the end of this, I'll give that to you. Just some upgrades. Actually, it's about getting more food when you go order things. And this is so cool. It's the thing that I do. I want you to do an exercise for the week. All right. So he makes it seem like he's just like us. He makes it seem like it's doable with logic. And I want to say that he is a very intelligent, hardworking person who knows how to hyper-focus onto something. So it's really not true that we have that. Now, here is what he is doing. He brings people in and talks about. He kind of talks about where, he just kind of brings people in and talks about what's going on. But take a look at this. Sorry, I'm rambling as I'm going through. Take a look at this right here. Everything that he puts out to sell, he makes in a tangible form. Whether that's something you can hold, touch, taste, feel, lick, whatever. And even pictures of something he's given. He's holding something. Look at this thing I'm holding. And that's another thing, because people can visualize holding it. So playing to our senses, he's making sure that can happen. And so physical handbooks, people are so hype about having the physical thing. He talks about holding it, actually experiencing it. So let me go to his offer stack. Fraction what you get. Okay, so he listed, check this out. Here's where he starts listing things that he's going to implement. And given that I charge this much, blah, blah, blah. And now he's going to say a thing. And if all that it gave you is blah, 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 would it be worth it?
But all 5 attraction mechanisms for $15,999. So that's the first thing you get. Now, if you're someone who doesn't get leads to buy enough, at high enough prices, or they take multiple conversations to close, or they delay until they never do, then pay attention. This is for you.
That's anybody that's just, if you have sold 2,000 people and one person didn't buy, we're all thinking about that one person that didn't buy. That's kind of who we are. We're like, what did I do wrong? And there's nothing that we did wrong. That person just didn't need it.
Turn every sale into an even bigger sale with epic upsells. So here's why this matters. Attraction mechanisms get customers to make their first purchase. But if you want to maximize cash flow, you need to get them to buy more. So what's the answer? Epic upsells. So here's what they are. Upsells are whatever you offer next. Upsell mechanisms involve more, better, or newer, pressured, oversold, and taken advantage of. When done right, people love them and give you more money.
That's important, that people love them. They want to buy. He talks about, if you followed it, if somebody goes in to do a marathon, a bike marathon, they go and buy the bike, and then they buy the helmet, and then they buy the gloves, and then they just keep on buying the water bottle, and then they just keep on going. And sometimes people don't offer all of that stuff to them, but you just keep on going until they say no. So the upsell mechanism is basically the classic upsells. That's always talking about. Menu upsells, everything is talking about upsells. So after you can keep on getting them to buy whatever it is, he talks about the different way. Now, the anchor upsells, I think, is one of the most important in the sales world. That's when, Carson, you talked about, what do you mind talking about how much you charge?
For lawns, because that's really what I've been charging. So I've been doing pretty much $40 a lawn, which takes roughly an hour to do.
It's a very safe ask for $40. So yeah, I'll definitely pay for $40 for a lawn, and I have a pretty small one. So yeah, are you comfortable asking $40 for it?
See, my parents charged me $20 to do my own lawn, so $40 is about where my comfort is. So, like, I can ask for $40 and not be kind of unfazed.
The biggest thing for you is, so what do you do $40 for that lawn? Just cut their grass, pick up their stuff?
Cut their grass, pick up the grass. I do some weed whacking around the edges, get all the, like if there's like rocks or something, I'll get in between the rocks with the weed whacker so the grass doesn't grow out there. That's also, I've done some like weed removal, stuff like that. That's like $25-$30 an hour.
Got it. So going into that is, they always ask, when you're doing that, do you have testimonies now from people grabbing those?
Not really, but it is funny. I was working for this lady. I don't have any testimonials. I was working for this lady, and while I was working, she kept having her neighbors like bring me equipment, and then they kept asking me to like do stuff for them. So now I actually work for them, and it's just the neighbors of this lady I was doing yard work for. So now I got like literally just word of mouth, like on site. That was nice. But, no, I don't have any testimonials.
Take a look at, from now on, whenever you do any work for somebody, get a testimonial. Like, hey, I just really want to make sure, and you frame it like, hey, I really want to make sure that I'm always doing the best job, because I'm kind of like that person and want to make sure I always do the best. If you have time, I would love an honest review. And then just give them the thing, whatever you're handing out, or like at this point, and just please honest, because I really want to up my game. Anything at all that you say in here, I will take to heart, good or whatever else. You say good or whatever else.
Yeah. And I guess a question I would have is, do you know how, like, what could I do to get referrals? I mean, I kind of literally got referrals just by being there, but not like
So you're going to concentrate on, after that, you're going to concentrate on all these referrals that posted up after everybody's like, look, bam, 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 bam. You can then start using that as your, it's pretty much your stack. So in the first, Alex, have you read the first book, The Offers?
I'm almost done with it.
So you could just AI search it. You don't have to just like, too long, didn't read.
Yeah.
Going into that, you could just absolutely just jump in and say, hey, here's all the people that I've helped on a continual basis, and they keep on asking me back for a reason. You know what that reason is? Because and you just like spin it and in some way that you're like, because I care about what I do. It's not just trying to get a paycheck. I also enjoy interaction and just, these are my neighbors. This is my community. And I love, that we're able to, anyway. So that's where you spin it. And
Yeah. Well,
it's true too. I'm pretty sure it's true for you. Like you feel so good about the job that you did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess at some point I'd love to hear how this might work for like personal coaching, but I'm not there yet. I haven't gotten that set up, but
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you're going to get there. After you experience it, you can start talking about that. Especially if you get to a point where like you're doing someone's lawn and you hire, like, or if it snows, like, hey, I know that I
yeah,
did your lawn and it's a big snowstorm, and then you come up with some options there, whether that's
yeah, that's
Mhm.
especially in Minnesota, it snows. I was thinking about that too, because that could be a good
Yep.
winter gig.
Absolutely. And so then you charge them a certain fee and then train other people and say, I've coached these people to be able to do this. And you could add that, like, how did I do? Hey, how did I do as a coach for you? To be able to
Mhm.
get this, like, do you feel like you were able to take care of the customer and like, oh yeah, like definitely. And she loved it. And she brought me out some hot chocolate. And you're like, yeah, that's the best, isn't it? Oh my goodness. And then after that, like that starts. So what I'm going to do, like, again, before we leave today, I'm going to give you guys a challenge. Do you go out to eat often? Yes, no, here and there?
Yeah, in a couple weeks, I'll actually, so I'm in like a situation where I pretty much go to college at this point. So in a couple weeks, I'll be eating out a lot, but
Yeah.
right now, not so much. But
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a couple of things to do. People end up just giving you stuff and you're like, what is happening? So
really,
it's going to be cool, but it's not taken from somebody. It's giving to somebody and watching the universe return to you.
Mhm.
That's how business is as well. So creating that anybody you talk to, doesn't matter if you're going to lawns or not. You just get a testimony of like taken care of. I feel, hey, and you ask those questions, just GPT it. Like, hey,
Mhm.
give me some questions that I asked her to help foster helping people into the community and other things. Even though it's lawn business, you could frame it like that, and then it
Mhm.
makes it seem like you're a team player for the community rather than a team player for yourself. And since you are going to college, there it is. So
Mhm.
that's what Alex is doing right now. He's taking that, and that's when you have that $40 you're comfortable with. That means you go to what you're comfortable with and go one notch above.
Okay.
So that 50, anybody else, you're like, I have this many spots left for the 40 price, and then what you do is code sales, and that's knocking, or do you ask them, is there anybody else that you think would benefit of this?
Yes, that's something I would. That's what I haven't been asking. That's what I need to ask.
Yep. And you do it when they're in their emotional state, like, oh, hey, can I show you something? And then you bring them over to something. What? Sorry, let me go back. You do if you follow Chris Voss, like, is now a bad time to show you something that I really love about your lawn? And they're like, what?
Mhm.
And they're like, no, it's not a bad. You go for the no, and then you bring them over to that spot, and you're just like, I love. Did you do this on purpose? I love how this part does this. You find something about the lawn that you love.
Mhm.
Like, I've done a lot of stuff, and I just want to say this is one of my favorite spots, and I really appreciate being able to, spend time here in this spot too. It's great. This part must really make you happy, or something to that nature. And you find something you genuinely like, and then they're like, oh, no, I just blah blah blah, or I never took care of that. I'm like, then the universe is taking care of you. You must be doing something right. And then they're like, oh, and it's like, by the way, I'm just really trying to make sure, and so they feel good about their lawn. You're like, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm giving the best I can. Would you be opposed to, and you go that, giving a true testimony of what's happening here, so I can make sure that I'm helping others out if you feel the same that I've helped you? And they're like, yeah. And then you take that testimony, you bank it in somewhere. It could be an easy Google form that you have a QR code for. And then after that, you're like, thank you. And you could put like name, but it's like in parentheses, not required. And then you'd be like, then you could use first name basis and whatever they feel comfortable with. So doing that and then asking, like, do you think anybody else do you know of that needs some of this? Please let me know. I just want to be here for our community. They're like, thank you. And then you'll get part of that. And you'll find that genuinely really feeling that way, giving to people, you're going to just get a massive, massive wealth of people wanting to help you out as well.
Awesome. That was said really well.
Okay, so let's
Thank
go
you.
back into here. So this is really what he's talking about, all this value you get from this thing. He's tying stories into here. He's showing visuals. He's the upsell, the anchor upsell. So when you go into your places, selling the thing you have, give something that makes their jaw drop, like, whoa. And it's like, and I also do this. So if you to sell 50, you can be like, I have this for 280. And then before you say that, again, in Chris Voss, this is a Chris Voss thing, just so you're aware, it's expensive. Not like, to be honest with you, get rid of that. Just so you're aware, it's expensive. And that's Alex with Chris Voss combined. And then the person braces themselves for the expensive. And you say 280 for blah, 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 blah. It's a subscription model. And then after they say that, their jaw drops, or whatever you're doing, right, for that thing that costs just something that you feel is too high. In fact, go 2 notches above too high. Just say like $700 for a subscription all year long. It also takes care of snow. It takes care of this, takes care of this. And if anything's ever, so going into that, their jaw drops like, well, that's a lot of money. And I also, but I can cut for $50 and I offer these 3 things. So $50 seems like a steal compared to that large number. That's called anchoring. And that's what he's doing right here. He's anchoring all these amazing things that he's talking about. 15,000, 7,000, like, so you're like, holy guacamole, this is a lot. And so
using it myself, I find customers are relieved to pay way more than they plan because your main thing looks like an incredible deal by comparison. We're excited about your next offer.
You see that? Just what he said there.
And way more than planned. After using it myself, I find customers are relieved to pay way more than they plan because your main thing looks like an incredible deal by comparison.
So they don't want the $1,000, they'll take the $100 thing instead. I said 280. I was thinking some other things. I think you should definitely do a subscription model. You could definitely pump that one up there for lawn care. Find out what other people are charging and then charge way more than them on an anchor that nobody would say yes to. In fact, your goal is you want them to say no to it. They're like, no. And then that one person ends up being like, yeah, let's do that. And you're like, no, that's no. Wait, what, really? And it shocks you the first time you do it. It's really cool. I personally have done it with voice lessons. Like,
Really?
yeah, because I didn't want to teach the person because I was really busy. I really wish I could, but I have 2 young kids. And so I said the number, and I said, just so you're aware, it's expensive. And da-da-da-da. And they're like, okay. And I'm like,
That's fun.
yeah. My model, the way I teach voice lessons is try to get them to fire me in the sense of like, not that I'm awful, but in the sense that I teach them so much of how to do it themselves that they're like, I don't really need it anymore to pay that price.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. You're doing awesome. And then they refer me to other people. So, all right. So that's the big, I think, upsell for that he's doing here is talking about the anchoring. So he's anchoring a lot of things of that.
And it is your next offer. I got rejected a lot.
That's important to hear the new word no.
After a person told me they didn't want what I had. So I got nervous asking for sales, and then I'd freeze up. And I was right to be nervous because my approach sucked and I turned people off.
So this is, I'm just like you. I am nervous like you. This is another relating thing.
And so instead, I figured out mechanisms to make upsells not only natural.
So then he says, I figured out these things you can follow to seem natural, and make it obvious the next, etc. So he says, like, I just did these tricks. That's all. So then after he does that,
it helped gyms generate over $23.6 million in verified earnings. That's not revenue. That was their earnings. And so Epic Upsells gives you all 4, which is why I've...
So you see how he branded Epic Upsells. He branded this. So that's another thing. Whatever you're selling, you brand it as your label. So your thing that you're giving, your like subscription model isn't like, it's a subscription model for grass. Like this is the Carson guarantee. Or this is the CJ, and you come up with the CJ. My name is Carson Jackson, and I have the CJ way. And so like you're like the CJ way, what is that? It's a subscription model of like blah blah blah. It's branded by you. So something that sounds attractive and other things too. That's another thing he's doing is now branding the things that are simple models that people have been using for years. It's nothing special. It's the same exact stuff that everybody's talking about in sales. It's a brilliant
value conservatively at $5,999.
So now here is where he tells you how much it costs.
And given these mechanisms work for thousands of businesses, do you think you can get even one more person a month to take an upsell?
There you go. Do you think? He puts it in you. When you're doing it like social media or something else, and you're like, hey, I just did this. And you say, have you ever, bam, because people don't care about you, they care about you. So Carson, have you ever been in a situation where blah blah blah, you know, you get that, you're like, oh, I'm thinking, and then you're thinking about what they're talking about more because you don't care about what I'm saying as John David, you care about what Carson experienced. So that's right, and that's, you know, so here it is.
So here's what you get. You get a traction accelerator
So he has this. This is called an offer stack.
valued at $15,999. You get epic upsells valued at $5,999. Total value $21,998.
Now, the way you price this is how much does it cost when you don't have it? That's what the price is for people. That's why people have done a lot of giant, like, what would it cost you if you didn't have this marriage counseling? Or what would it cost you? Oh, thousands and thousands of dollars of, you know, divorce plus, blah, 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 blah. So that's what he's doing, and that's how he's priced these. So.
Now, I want to talk to somebody else in the audience. If you're someone who constantly hears no when you're selling, or you do payment plans and you get ghosted, or you push too hard and then sometimes you regret it, or you give out panic discounts.
All right, you see all of a sudden, this is a round of pain point, pain point, pain point, pain point. So he's pushing pain, pushing pain, pushing pain, pushing pain. That's a very simple GPT. You know, if you were cold selling, knocking on someone's door, and then doing the Jeremy Miner technique. Jeremy Miner does a curious, like, oh, are you the owner of this house? And then people are like, what is happening here? You're like, and you're like, yeah, is now a bad time to show you something that I noticed? I have blah, 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 and I was curious. And they're like, and if they say, yeah, it is a bad time, then it's a bad time. They're never going to come out of there. But they're like, oh no, it's like, and then you bring them around the house to show them something that, like, I love like how this is here, but I noticed over here, do you have a problem with these kind of things? You see how he pauses? He uses those pauses. Do I what? Have, you know, so this is a Jeremy Miner thing. If you look up Jeremy Miner, he does a lot of that stuff. So this is where, again, what we're learning, what he's doing to us and with us is pain point, pain point. Like it was a superhero pain point.
Attraction mechanisms are for getting the first purchase. Upsell mechanisms are designed to get the next one. But what if people say no?
Here he goes.
Wrong.
All right. So let's go ahead and go forward with this to talk about where he is, and then watch how he does this last one. You know, and I think to save time.
These, number two, at 1/1000th the cost, this is a steal at $6,499.
So he goes back up in price. So the last one was $5,999.
And given these mechanisms, do you think you can get even one more person per month to take a downsell?
Everybody's like, yeah. After these things you just told me that it's logical.
So here's what you get. Nose into cash flow. Valued at $6,499.
So he didn't keep on going down. He went back up.
Total value $28,497.
Now we all know he's going to come up with something else because the bottom right was blank.
Continuity blueprint, the holy grail of business. So here's what it is. A continuity mechanism get customers to.
This is the subscription model. So then he goes into the stacking. So this is his offer stack, what Russell Brunson talks about. And so he does learn from my mistakes, so you don't have to. These are typical Instagram things that work. And then after that, he says this right here. He makes why did he price it at $41,458? Because it's a subscription model. It worth a lot. But why did he do that? What is he doing? Anchoring. Duh. Of course, you said it in your head.
Which we know hold that base.
So he went with something big. Then here and a little bit of, and then people are like thinking, what? And then all
is the continuity blueprint
up there.
In less time, $1,458. Total value $69,955. Result? You get more.
Okay, we got the result.
In your own $100 million money model. Simple. Product more can.
And there it is, relating. So there it is. Okay, so here it goes.
From goobers who've never even done it.
People who have never done it before got it. He's talking about the people like you. So we feel like now we can do it, even though some of us can't, because we don't follow through.
Number in your head. Growth.
There it is. Okay. So now he puts in the point, like plain point, like of saying he's trying to get us in a mindset of how much would it cost to not have this thing. So he puts us there and anchored us. I'm like, well, if I was able to double this, I would be able to make up for that $65,000. I can afford $65,000. So it's hitting the hard people here that can afford it. And then after that,
worth to. If you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that it would happen, which of course you can't because all business involves risk, my results
That's his little like disclaimer.
are typical and your results will vary.
Results will vary.
But if you did, wouldn't it be worth at least that much?
There it is. That is a classic phrase you could say to. If you had this, would it be worth this much money? And then so he's done a couple. I skipped over a couple spots where he's like, put one in the chat for this, put whatever. If you're saying like, if you've ever felt this way, say yes in the chat. And it was like yes. And there's a herd mentality that exists. Like everybody's like yeah, and then start like competing, and then the nods and the hands like I'm doing right now. This is getting people to say yes, yes, yes. It's a trick that people do. All right. So his hands are now watch up and down.
Because after $100 million offers, when $100 million leads came out, I got zillions of messages of people's lives and businesses being changed.
There we go. And then everybody's like, I want my life to be changed. And now here is perfect. Okay. So he starts that number and he starts slashing away at it. And that gets people into the emotional brain. Like today, this is how much is worth. And you know what he did there? He ended up going to zero. We're all going to fast forward to this. But experiencing this and knowing this and still feeling this, I know this. Well, a lot of us know this trick. We've been in sales. But still, we're like, we know what he's doing, but we still feel the emotional, I want this. I felt it. And there's a lot of people. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and, so this is a proof of what we're talking about. There is a great school community called, I have to move my Zoom out of the way. That's my singing community. I always just go there first. We were talking about this. And if you look at we were just calling out, this is the next offer. This is the next thing he's going to do. This is the next thing. And so going through all of this price, you'll find me and a few others being like, this is his offer stack, ready, go. And then we're actually talking about like where he's going to go next. Show more comments. And where did I come in? There, I'm somewhere that comes in. Anyway, we start talking about it and like, we're like, nailed it. So he's doing this, but it doesn't change the fact that we still felt that way.
But $29,000 for cash.
Ask it again.
Or break through your multi-year.
Could you afford $30,000? Wouldn't it be enough if you could do these things? So now all of a sudden the people was like, well, yeah, I could make 30,000 back. Duh, yeah.
Plateau, finally. Or save your business from closing like it did for me during COVID. If all this did was in 24 months, give you this.
So he just pressed more pain points. He's throwing rocks at other things that have happened that like people, like, you know, gurus or you've seen on salespeople. And then all of a sudden.
Skills to launch an event like this, even 100th the size, using only what's inside. Wouldn't it be worth it?
Bam. The phrase memorize, wouldn't it be worth it? Because that's, I said it. And in fact, if you look into the Grow with Evelyn, which is a great community, she does a lot. She's like queen of Facebook ad sales, queen of it. So she basically, I was just like, wouldn't it be worth it? And I put it in the chat and everyone's like, yup, caught it. And then all of a sudden, whenever he said it, we were just like, he's going to say it again. So he said it about 5 times, I think, through the whole beginning of the seminar. Wouldn't it be worth it? It would be worth it for a lot of people.
$7.
But then he does this.
I think so too.
And so we're bought. Okay, I'm going to buy it for $30,000. I'm going to do it because it's worth it. And then he does.
Which is why it's an even bigger bargain at not $29,997, but $9,997.
Now, what some people do here is they slash it. No, I'm just kidding.
Because if every week, all it does.
There it is. Write this down. If all it does is get you one more customer. This is a magical thing. If all it does is get you, and you just talk about the things that they would get.
Is get you one more customer at twice the value, at twice the speed. It'd be more than worth it. And the best part is, you only invest once.
And so now we're all thinking and visually in our head, look how he drew this hand holding the card. He just didn't show the card. Drew the hand holding the card, drew the hand, putting money in your hand. This was an upgrade for me. I knew everything he was doing except Evelyn, and there was like, look at he's making everything this way. And I was like, oh, that was the upgrade for me. That sitting through like 4 hours of this, that was worth it for me. Getting that upgrade of visualizing it and seeing him do this.
You can monetize these skills for the rest of your life, which is what today.
All right, and then here it is. He made it even less. He made it 2,500.
But instead of $997 or the business you want, Right, me too. Which is why this may be the best offer I've ever given at not $9,997, but $5,997. And because I want each of you to 2x, 5x, 10x your.
So then he's like putting safe numbers out here. We're visualizing I can 10x. We're not visualizing the two of us. I could 1.3x. Man, that would be amazing. We're all visualizing the 10 because he's getting in an emotional state. Like, holy crap, he's giving this away. And then once we feel that way, we're done. And then he talks about
My family.
Life-changing.
And I want this to be affordable for everyone, but still an investment.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask for $69,955.
Anchoring.
Even though it would be totally reasonable and a bargain. I'm not going to ask for
Anchoring.
$29,997. I'm not going to ask for $9,900.
Okay. So a lot of people have skipped this part. He dwelled on it, gave stories, dwelled on it, made you reason with yourself, dwelled on it, stories, and kept on saying, I'm just like you. I've done this. This is simple. So he's playing to the logical brain here. He's playing to the logic as well as the emotion, but bigger the emotion. And then he brings it back like superhero action movie. You ever watch an action movie and all of a sudden at the beginning, just like things are blowing up and they're like, you can do it. And they're like, nah. And so that's what he's doing. And I just used have you ever so you could think about the time you watched an action movie, which was a sales trick.
197. I'm not even going to ask for 5,997. And given each book demonstrates the concept and
now he like holds this, like, what is he going to offer then? What is it going to be?
It only makes sense that money models be about making money, that I charge something for the system. And I feel a duty to demonstrate how to make offers properly so people don't feel bad about making exceptional products available for purchase. Which is why I'm going to give you access to everything I talked about today. The Attraction Accelerator, Epic Upsells, Dealmaker Downsells, Continuity Blueprint. That will show you how to harness all 15 money model
He added one more thing that he didn't talk about.
mechanisms in your business for 3 payments of.
And I, again, in the chat, we were like 0. I nailed it. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's what he's going to say. Wait for it.
3 interest-free payments of.
That was a dirty trick. But it's smart. I'm not mad at him. There's a smile.
$0.
So if we were able to see the live chat, it looks like it's not up here. It went nuts.
Yes.
He's like laughing because
It's 100% free. It's all yours.
it's yours. You can have it. I love you guys.
It's my way of saying thank you
Look at that
for
chat.
being a part of this movement.
Crazy. It just blew up.
I almost forgot. On top of that,
I almost forgot.
you'll also get the Money Models audiobook, 100% free. So you get both the Money Model system and the Money Models audiobook.
Okay. So I just wanted to experience that and talk about that. I do want to talk about a couple of things that were what people were a little bit mad about and what they came to the table. He broke records that day. So people who are affiliates, and I was affiliate, that's how I came about here. I emotional bought. And I knew I was emotional buying. I was like, dude, I'm going to do this and this and this. But all of a sudden, when he dropped this, it made my 15 books that I can give away and actually recuperate money back completely worthless. So my vision of being able to do that. So, but I'm not mad at it. Some people were. But I'm like, I was smart because he sold that as 15 books. And then the next thing that he gave, he did another offer stack talking about something that's going to be even bigger with it. And he said, buy 200 books and I'll give this to you for free. So he was able to break the record by having people buy books and then giving that away for free rather than actually buying the thing and you get free 200 books. Because then he wouldn't have been able to say people bought books. Now he's able to say people bought 200 books. And so all of a sudden those 200 books he sold, people are like thinking about they can give away and blah, 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 blah. They have a year to give it away. I had 3 days to give away my 15 or get my 15 books. So I just put it on Reddit and I was like, have it. Here's the code, have it free. I'm not even going to make you email me. Take it, go get it. And it was it really just devalued the books at all that other people were giving out 200 free. I don't know who did or didn't get it from me. So that's why all the things he gives permission to give away all the things too that he's getting away. So except the AI, I think people are keeping the AI, and there's a thing that's going in the community now where like we have the playbooks and you guys have the playbooks except for two of them, and it's the closing playbook, which is like the script to get them to close. That's the big secret. We're also going to talk about scripts as well. So that's later in the weeks. But that's everything that he's doing. And to break the Guinness Book of World Records, is it cheating? Yes, 100% cheating. He broke it. He sold those books though. And people are like, he's giving it charity. He's a good he talks about printing them off. It's expensive. He doesn't have them printed off to give. He's not going to print them off unless they get sold. And then he's going to continue to fill the orders. And then those other ones that he sold, quote unquote sold, and gave away the other stuff for free. They talk about, I think this is another analogy you find. If I told you I'm going to sell this book for $1,000, would you buy it? No. What if I did this? I wrote it, and he said, right now I wrote somebody's name in here who's done this. Oh, maybe 3 people hands right up. And what if I add this, my personal phone number? What if I did that? And all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, 1,000. So that's how you sell a book for 1,000. That's what he did. And nobody can be mad at him. It's simple 101 coaching. How did you feel personally, Eugene and Carson, when you watched it?
I found it interesting that he like paused there and for 3 payments of, and they said 3 payments. I was like,
Yeah.
and then he gave
Yeah.
like the punchline of $0. Like that, I was pretty shocked by that.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to sell the course,
Yeah.
He's playing with our emotions.
Yeah.
But
And that's so I've talked to a couple people. Well, quite a few actually people I've been able to chat who actually bought the 6,000. And I've just been able to connect with them talking about how they feel now and just talking about the buyer's remorse that they have that. And I think generally, only one of them actually went back and got their was able to put something through and have their credit card reverse the transaction. Like, I think this is unfair. But out of the other 7 that I talked to, they were like, no, we thought about it. We're kept the AI is good enough. Like, I've gotten so much value. I don't mind that I paid $6,000 for it. And some people like in Europe, like a guy in Ireland, he's paid like pretty much 4,500 for it in his currency. So, because that's what it translates over to. Anyway, so that's pretty much an offer stack. It's Russell Brunson. That's all it is. And he just played with it, throwing rocks at things that people think it is, branding the thing, calling it a specific special name. And then after that, he ended up relating to us by telling us stories. So it's always hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer. So doing that and then bringing it back into the offer stack at the very end, after we already know who he was, we already think he's just like us. We already know, even though he puts in an incredible amount of work. Anybody who's hung out with Alex knows when you hang out with all those people in that room, you realize how much you actually don't work. You thought you were working and you did not. So that's kind of where it comes to play of the things are. Knowing that now and what we're discussing, do you have a different feeling about what he did that day personally?
what do you mean?
Now that you see what he's doing and now that you know this, what if I told you this? Before all of this, I told you exactly how to do this and you read the book and you had that. Would you have felt differently, do you think, while watching him do this? Do you think that you're like just doing what every other salesperson does? How would you feel, do you think?
I think there is a difference. I mean, obviously, I'm also like 17. I'm a little more maybe naive and inexperienced compared to some people, but I think there would have been a
Not
difference.
naive as well at the same time. So great. Yeah. I'm 43 and I have to pretend I'm naive.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I guess I don't know how to describe it.
No,
I
that's
think there
fair.
would be a difference. But I think there would be a difference. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe
Do you
I
think
don't
that you'd
know.
be mad that he's playing like he knew exactly what he was doing, the Russell Brunson technique, the blah blah, know exactly now that we broke it down pretty much? Do you think that you would be upset or just being like, "Oh, good job. Yeah, you did a good job." And that taking notes like that's what you do. Oh yeah, I forgot. I
I
could do
don't.
that presentation.
I
How
don't
would you
think I'd be
feel?
mad. I don't think I'd be mad, but I can see some people being mad. I think I'd be like I considered like why I would do that, but I don't even have the funds really to do that, to buy the 6,000. But like
Yeah.
put a decent amount of consideration to see if I even could afford it. But and then I was like, this is kind of silly.
Yep. But you
There's
thought about it.
there's
You got you think
yeah,
about how can
yeah.
I? Which is a
And
great,
if
which is the cash and passion mindset. I
yeah,
so if you're a passion cashers, which I want to be able to call us, so we can get the passion casher mindset. The first week that we're going to do is going to get in the mindset of how can I afford this, not like why can't I. So I've worked on my life to have about 10 or 11 credit cards where I have throughout liquid in the six figures, so I can like borrow and then make sure I can pay that back. When I was actually in a very low moment where I emotional bought this $15,000 program I was telling you guys about, which is just a high ticket sales. And so once I experienced it, once I went through it and actually was successful with it, I was like, I could teach this way better. And that's something I wanted to do because I just love helping people. And I say that and not even like, because I just like to see it's selfish. It's like I loved seeing their. So I have a challenge for you two now that we talked about this. Is there anything that you have questions about? Anything you want to digest? Anything that you two want to be able to?
there were okay. The first thing was Russell Brunson. You said expert secrets and .com like secrets or something.
.com secrets, yeah,
Okay,
they're two
cool.
great resources.
Um, I guess Eugene, if you have anything, there was also something I had. If you don't have anything,
Well, for me, it's less on the this side, more about passion and personal growth side. That's what your hook that got me to click on your affiliate link.
Oh, say that. Sorry, yeah. So say that again. My affiliate link that I had there. Yeah,
It's about like, finding passion.
yeah. So I did that basically off the same like how can I so it was basically off the first book, right? And that's again that's a simple tactic that we do in the sales world, right? I was like, how do I provide value? And I thought my value giving to people was the $15,000 coaching program, but it wasn't. I had to change while doing it. Like when I went there thinking I had, I'm going to do this and this, it was a bad idea. And I saw some pushback, and I kept on trying, realizing what they were saying to other people, and I flipped it into like, you know what? Hey, you don't have to do anything. Just sign up for this thing. I'll give you all this stuff for free. I get no strings attached. And then after that, at the end, I put, you know what? Here is. By the way, if you want to do this thing, you're doing this too. You want to concentrate on it. Here you go. And some people I've also saw led with it. The guy Marcel in there who was scamming people, he um he led with being a saint. I got this. I just want to help people out, right? I led with like, hey man, I got this. You have it if you want it. And I didn't get there. What I said at first seemed very salesy, and I worked on. No, just think about if you were talking to a friend. Think about if you're talking to your bud. And so I think for me, the biggest one is like, hey, I got all this stuff for free. You don't have to buy any book. Just here you go. When I approached it that, like I was talking to a bud, trying to help him out, that's when I got the most attention through this. And then I knew after his hype was going to hit, because I predicted that, I was able to sit down, and that was when I wasn't on my phone. I was walking my dog, my phone died, and I actually thought about while walking my dog in the morning. I was like, wait a minute. This is about to happen. So the people who lose out on this affiliate is going to come to it anyway. And then I could pull in the cash and passion, because I that would be cool. And just so everybody's aware what the cash and passion model is, if you're going to build a school community, if you go through my affiliate link with that and like you don't know anybody else, then I get 40% of your community that you built. So you pay the $9.99 or the $9 or whatever it is, right? But I will get 40% of that if anybody actually does start. And that's a win-win, right? And I've done the same thing with people. I call people like, hey, I'm about to buy this. Do you have an affiliate link? Send it to me so I can get you some money. Because I'm going to pay the same money anyway. It's either I'm giving it to like Alex Hormozi and his team, or I'm giving it to somebody else who referred me. So I've done that, and you find it the more you get in sales, you're just like, you're good with helping people out because you know that people will help you out, and that's what the world is. So then after that, people going forward, it also feels good because they actually then get to help people do the thing they want to do, like calligraphy. I made it in the, if you look in the Cash and Passion opening, I talk about people with calligraphy. Like they teach people how to play calligraphy for $9 a month. And that there's like 1.3. The MMR, basically how much they make a month is about 6,000 a month, just teaching people calligraphy. And that's amazing because people want to learn from. So if you started a lawn business, so when you're ready to teach other people in other places, like, hey guys, I'm looking to 3 spots. I've done this. This is what I've gotten. And take everything I give you and to give the other people. It makes the world a better place because then you, Carson, get to then, which I'm getting up excited about it. You then get to coach 3 people across the world. Like start, hey, guess what? You're 16 and you don't have a face for the radio, Carson. Okay. So like I don't know if you have a channel or you're allowed to with your parents, like Instagram.
I have an Insta account.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
260 followers.
there you go. And what do you talk about on there?
It's I have like 20 posts. It's mostly just been like lifting stuff.
Yeah, because you were talking about
It's-
lifting in that. And that's
Yeah,
really
I think I was gonna ask a couple questions later. I think right now I should focus on. I think right now would be either between starting the coaching or expanding my like lawn thing. So that's like my 2 choices. Like either expand like lawn care or snow or like either raking leaves or stuff like that, or I could focus on coaching. I think I need to make a choice there.
You could coach people so here it is. You like coaching. That's something you want to do. You've done that. You've done that for a couple of friends, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And have you gotten testimonials from them?
I don't really have testimonials, but I have gotten results.
You got results.
Yeah.
Always ask for like, hey, would you mind telling me like how, because I really like, I love this stuff. I think it's important. I would just keep on doing it better. Again, like, would you be opposed to filling something out to make sure I can, if you got value out today? And so you start leading that. Like, do you feel like you upgraded today? Do you feel like that was helpful? Do you blah, 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 like, yeah. And you're like, that's awesome, man. I tell you what, would you be opposed to like, because I want to reach out to more people, making sure I know how much it's changed my life. It just feels good. And that's a win-win thing for everybody. So if you could coach people how to do that and learn how the coaching game, if you wanted to, with lawn business too. Like, hey guys, if you're 16, you want to start a lawn business. Like I've been able to do it and I have this and it just naturally grew. And at first I was blah, 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 blah. Have you ever been in a situation, da, da, da. Anyway, so you could just do that for other people, but I only have 3 spots and then you limit it. If you want, text on Instagram, text blah, 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 and I'll message you. But just so you're aware, say this. So you're aware, I am qualifying to 3 people because I want to make sure that you are serious about it. And I want to make sure that you're in a situation. And then we talk like, listen, my number 1 rule that for this, you have to be a good person. You have to be a good human. You have to want to give to your community because I will not work with somebody who does not want to. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair or taken. I think that we need to stick together and be good humans for each other. And then if they're like, well, you're like, sorry. All right, why don't you think about it? Get back to me. But those other people, like, you're like, oh, absolutely. You could tell from the first conversation whether they're good humans or not.
Then so how'd that look? So I just explain to. I mean,
So you're
it's
on
just
Instagram
coaching them into.
Yeah, whatever you want to do coaching to.
Okay.
What you're going to do is just, I'm going to give you I think I dropped 1,000 in one of the emails. I don't know if you were there or not. I'll put it in the community if not. There was 1,000 proven hooks.
Okay. I think
one of them is a 60-second webinar. It's when you do the hook, like, have you ever felt blah, 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 press a pain point, and they're like, and then you can give a story. This person, blah, 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 they did this to do this. And that could be a very famous person that did something, or you'd be like, I once felt that way too, and I did blah, blah, blah. Have you ever felt that I was able to cover that for these 3 secrets? And then you give those 3 secrets, and then you say call to action at the end. If that sounds like something that you feel like you could do, and your 3 secrets that you give or something that's, you can go through the 60-second webinar, look it up on GPT. It knows what it is. You can be like, I want to do a 60-second webinar. where I do a hook, story, 3 secrets, then call to action, which would be a CTA.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat
Yep.
that?
It'll be hook. That's where like
Yep.
press the pain point.
Yeah.
And then after that, you sell the dream.
Okay.
Here all the time, you don't buy a plane ticket. You're not there for the plane ride. I mean, you buy the plane
Yeah.
ticket to get to the
Yeah.
destination. Right.
Yes.
So don't even worry about if you give steps like all you have to do is blah blah. Just give them the dream. The 3 secrets
Yeah.
to get into the dream. Dream. All of it. And you have to make sure Dan Kennedy is great. He talks about if you look into Dan Kennedy again, clean this up using Dan Kennedy's model of not blaming people. Like if you just type that in GPT, it knows who he is. Dan Kennedy obviously will be a person where where he talks about it's not their fault. They just didn't know. The top 1%'s doing this. And like just different hooks in there. He has 16 of them. You could find them. Very easy. And again, here's another thing too that I just recently came upon. I read the book Essentialism recently, and it said stop trying when people ask you for something, and like they put their things that they need on you. And sometimes you have to help them find it themselves because they'll grow more that way. And you doing everything for them, solving all those problems, you're not helping them. Like they need to find out how to get there themselves. So where are we on that plane, right? That said, if you're doing everything for them, that's a lot of money that you're charging. But if you're giving them like a little bit of this and they have to do all that work themselves, that's the lower money. You always get the concept of working out for your field, working out or liposuction.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I literally just came across that part of the $100 million offers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I guess so you're saying maybe do like a subscription model if I'm going to continue doing lawns. Maybe that's just like some
It's
supplemental
branded.
income if I'm actually like doing that. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Um
So
so
you
I
would
could do
anchor the price. Like what else would you anchor for that price?
I could do like create a subscription. Like what else would be included in
Yeah,
an offer?
that's a conversation since you know your skills and what you're willing to offer, what you're willing to offer.
Yeah.
GPT, like what are all the launch subscriptions that people are doing?
Mhm.
Just go there and then
Yeah.
like, price it out and just hash it out.
Mhm.
GPTs, are you using ChatGPT a lot for stuff?
Yeah, I've been
Okay, good.
I've dabbled. No, yeah.
Good. Okay. So just so you're there, I think I need to put in the course, which I haven't, is how to use a GPT.
Mhm.
That's basically label it. You are a blah 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 GPT that does this thing. And then when it does that thing, don't then all of a sudden like, by the way, how do you change a tire? You keep it that thing.
Yeah. No.
Mhm.
No, yeah, it actually really helped me. Like it literally helped me get my college schedule in like 30 minutes when it probably would have taken a couple hours before that.
And that
That was
GPT, if
super.
you ever need to schedule something, you only use that specific GPT that goes on the side of
Yeah.
your as a scheduler for you personally. You know,
I guess if I were to offer you a service where I get your lawn, I weed whack for you, I pressure wash maybe your driveway or some like say you have like a brick walkway or something like that. I pressure wash that and I'm on top of that whenever. How much would you be willing to pay for that? That's like a monthly subscription. I'm on top of that. I can snow blow your driveway in the winter. How much could I
so
offer for that?
that for me personally. So you told me the things you were going to do, right?
Yep.
So you sold me the plane ride.
So instead of the dream, instead of making it look, instead of getting everything,
Night, Eugene. Take care, man. It's good hanging out with you.
I,
All right.
All
So
right.
do you mind this being
Thanks.
recorded for other people that want to see it to have that conversation, or do you want me to pause it so we can? I want to make sure you feel comfortable.
wait, what's up?
This is being recorded.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
comfortable
No,
talking about it in front of us to help other people grow, or do you want to pause?
yeah. I
it?
mean,
I'm good with either way.
it's either way. It's fine with me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's talk
yeah.
about that. So you just told
Yeah.
me what you do, right?
Yep.
What does it look like to? I'm going to share.
The
what would it look like instead? You just told me the dream.
Okay.
Let's go there. Let me see this. Hello, hello. Good, it's working. Okay.
We're good.
You are a GPT that takes tasks and turns them into a dream model, taking in mind Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson, other things like that. And I want you to take things that I tell you I'm going to do and then tell me the pain points that I actually have so I can sell them the dream of actually putting that together. And this is for lawn care. So I labeled the GPT. So my pain points are in one of these areas.
Okay.
So if you found a house that needs these things,
Okay.
embarrassment would be not for me. I don't care. Just wanted for me, if I see I have kids, that's another pain point, right?
Mhm.
Time freedom, peace of mind, pride and status. All right, check this
Oh, I
out.
could sell like imagine
Go ahead.
or imagine I take care of all your lawn worries and you don't have to think about, I guess, here, do you want to pause it
Hmm.
here? Like
I have two kids.
I'm trying to think of how I would word this.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about wording it. You're trying to fix it. Don't
Yeah,
just mouth off.
yeah,
I have two kids. Tell me about, hey, I
okay.
found this guy who has two kids. So here it, ready? Okay, I found this guy. He has two kids. They seem pretty young. His yard's not really taken care of. Like, help me sell it. Say so, right? You do that, but you say it. I want you to say it.
Wait, okay. Found this guy. He has two kids. He needs his yard to be taken care of. He doesn't have very much time. He wants peace of mind. And how do you help me sell this guy?
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
So his pain, what he feels right now: overload, dad life, guilt, embarrassment, lost time, overwhelm. So here he goes. We give busy dads their weekends back.
Go.
All right, so there we go. The weekend. Oh, they're busy. Oh my gosh. Carson, you stay away from me from this line. I'm so by with this. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, no, please come. All right, so we're cold carding. All right, I'm gonna go further with this. Okay, yeah, I saw this guy, and I assume that's what he wants, and I just want to go ahead and knock on his door and then offer him this, and I do it for other people in the community. And I want you to be able to help me be able to open a conversation with him about it. I see him often here and there, and tell him I noticed him or something. I don't know, something like that. All right, so I wouldn't say Keith's keeping you busy. You got a lot. All right, watch this. Say it like Chris Voss would from Never Split the Difference. How he would open somebody. There it is. Bam. Chris Voss was a negotiator for the U.S. Looks like the kids keep you pretty busy. If you you open that with me, right? Seems like you got a lot on your plate between the kids and the house.
All
So
these down.
what would work for me personally, this would work for me. So they do this thing where they try to get information out of people. I think I got this from the CIA. So they'll go into Whole
Yeah.
Foods and they say, you need to find that person's salary. You don't say, hey, what's your salary? You say like, hey, could you find these rainbow carrots? Do you like, you know where that is? And like, oh yeah, it's a like, do you want? Are you guys showing me? Like, no, I can show you. They're walking like, hey, by the way, I read the other day that you all get bumped up to $23 an hour. That's amazing. And they're like, what? I don't get $23. We only pay us 15. You're like, salary.
There we go.
You come to me and say, so instead of like, hey, how are you? I wouldn't use that, right? I would be like, so for example, the other day I was buying shrimp because I was gonna make fajitas. My brother was coming over with his family, and they were sleeping over. Super excited. He's never done it in the house. So basically, what happened was, I went to get shrimp, and I wanted a pound of already cooked shrimp, and I said to the guy, he looked like he was busy. He wasn't paying attention to me. I said, "Tough day." He was like, "Nah," and it's Chris Voss. I was like, "Just another day." He looked at me like, "Yeah, just another day." And I was like, "Do you eat seafood?" And then after that, he just starts labeling the thing after he's like, "What do you need?" Blah, blah, blah. He's hooking it up. And then after he weighed it, before he closed it up, he just threw a couple of shrimp in, a couple more, just like a little grab, threw more in there. I didn't ask for it. He gave me more. Because I didn't, yeah, I didn't ask him how, really anything after that. And I just mirrored him. He'd say something, I would say it back. So if you came to me and said, "Looks like you got a lot with your kids," and like, I'd be like, "Yeah, they got it." Like, "Hey, look, I do stuff in the community. If you're ever up for it, get more time with the kids. So get your weekends back. I have a get your weekends back model for dads. If you're interested, I'm your guy. You know, you've seen me a couple of times here and there." And I'm like, if you pitch that to me, I'd be like, I mean, I'm not even going to ask the wife, you know? So I'm going to be like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. Busy on the weekends?" You're like, "Yeah, yeah." I'd be thinking about it. All right. And so that's how you got me. I'm thinking of the dream of now doing that. That's what you're selling. The stuff that you said you would get there, and you're like, would now be a bad time to, show you real quick some of the things that I think would, help you. Oh, no. And then you could show me. Like what I've been working on and proud of myself with is we did this to here and then clean these windows here. And then like we could like, I see that you have a rock garden on over here and we could actually make this happen. And so are these things that then you could ask me instead of like, are these things you've been thinking of? You don't do that. You use Jeremy Minor with language and then filter it in. And you could work on this and work on sales scripts. And the only way to do it is just to actually see if it works. But I love that what it just labeled. It said the get your weekends back, dad, or something.
Yeah, no. Yeah. We give busy dads their weekends back. Got it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And so the mirror and pivot value, like, yeah, I don't have the time. And then you say, don't have the time? And then you're like, oh yeah, yeah. And I'll just keep on saying, you just mirror me, the language. And so that's easy. Would it be crazy if I swung by and showed you what I do for a couple of your neighbors? Are you opposed to me coming by? Yeah. So it could offer you through a model and then you could like play around with that. So that's kind of where I would do. Look, I had this service called Don't Need No Man Service.
Right.
Or that's right? You just say that to somebody.
Yeah.
A widower or someone who's just like, it's a single mom, like, hey, in the community, I have a don't need no man service. And that would be someone you could play with and flirt. Like if you had a flirty, I served tables since I was the age of 15. If anybody older would come in, I would just flirt with them like crazy. They're fun. They're awesome. They were so cool. Hey girls, what's up? Like, can I like just quit my job right now and just hang out with you all right now? And they're like, stop it. Like, so you just play around with that. Have fun. Because they know at the end of the day, you're not being like, there's people who can do that who are just creepy and they linger like, ugh, yuck. But you're just like, all right, no, for real, what you want? And then just playing out the table, playing out the person. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And especially if you help the people in the community, and then all of a sudden you're like, you just pull out a sheet of paper, like these are people that in the community. You probably know some of them. You seem pretty popular.
And those are all like testimonials.
Yeah, just you have a sheet of testimonials, and they don't have to be neat, like look neat and organized. Just splat it on the page, like, yeah, I don't know. I just threw them up on that. I thought it looked cool, like an artistic piece. I'm kind of into that. If they ever mention it or something, or not, or You get so busy.
No,
So
yeah.
very.
So that's what it would look like. I guess, yeah, and obviously the service would be whatever I do. I guess, do you personally have like people that take care of your stuff like that? Like,
Do I?
um,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
no, I don't. I do it,
yeah.
and then my wife yells at me and tells me I didn't do it right. There's another model
No, there you go.
that like you could sell. That's another branding thing you like. We have it so the
Yeah.
wife won't tell. You know, you do it so good, the wife will.
Yes, bro. I'll even write that. Um,
The wife would
yeah,
tell
no,
you,
this has
give me an
been.
extra 20, but I'm not going to accept it. This is the pricing I have. You see, all of a sudden, like I
There
mean,
you
like,
go.
oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, this has been really helpful. I really appreciate it.
yeah.
Um,
So anything you ever do from now on, find a way to get testimony. It is awkward. It
mhm.
is so. It is absolutely awkward. Hey, what's up, Ramon?
Oh,
Um,
there we go.
so it's so awkward to ask for the first time. I still have a problem with it. I just like stop. Just do the script. Like make yourself a script. And I hope you're writing down Jeremy Minor,
Yeah, yeah. I have
Boss.
I have
Yep.
Chris Voss, Jeremy Minor. We got
And I love the
what's
language that they
the
use, the
Brust?
models. And here's a person I'm gonna go ahead and give you on Instagram to follow to give you a couple
Okay,
ideas for some of your hooks. She is
okay.
fantastic.
I'll note this down too.
Her name is let's see, www.pblaunch.com. This is the
www.
yeah, PB like peanut butter launch.
Launch. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Ava, content marketing and social media management. They are fantastic.
Oh yeah, I've seen her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. So follow her and just steal her stuff. Just do her scripts and do exactly what she does.
All right. I think.
All right.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
a
I
lot of
really appreciate.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff to
Yeah.
digest, but like remember,
Yeah.
and I like how Russell Brunson said this. It made me feel three things I want to give to you to
Okay.
take home to nail the coffin in. And
Yes, sir.
so, the third thing I think is going to be something that I'm giving you a challenge that I want you to
Yeah.
practice.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
everybody to do this. Who's watching this right now? Because I'm going to put it
Mhm.
up for our community.
Mhm.
One, when people decide to pay for the thing, and you're giving coaching or something like that, that's
Yeah.
when the transformation happens. And if you charge nothing for it and you just give it away for free, as many books as I have neglected because it was given to me. The second thing is, and so what I'm giving you now, if you're able to make like all of a sudden like you grow your business or whatever else, I'm able to like, hey, how'd it go or whatever. And you're like, oh, it's awesome, and I'm able to use that as a testimony to help other people to get there, right? So when people pay a high thing for something, that's that's them transcending and actually making the transition to start to accomplish something. So you're helping them out when you're charging them just a little bit of a premium price and they say yes to it. You're giving that transformation for them. That's why I did, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't make that transformation myself. So that's one. So don't be afraid to ask a little bit more and anchor the price. You can have two prices and you could, or, and people like, anyway. The second thing is with all this, um, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that with you because I really want you to just concentrate on that. Just getting your feet to the ground. I think that's enough. Just so don't be afraid to price things at a certain point where their mouth drops and they're like, oh, whoa. And you put it first on the menu. You don't put it down. You put like, this is it. And then like you flip to the next side. Like, and so there is a model here. And you'll see it all the time now. The second thing after collecting testimonies, whatever, is that's what I was going to say. Just testimony. The third thing I want to say, I'm going to give you a little thing to do. I want you to, when you go into a restaurant to order something, or like Chipotle or whatever, I don't know what you
Yeah.
have out there that's famous. So there's a couple of tricks. One, if you're getting like double meat, you first when you get there and you say the tough day, or like Busy day? Or like whatever else. Or if there's nobody in the room, you say busy day. They're like, no, it's not busy at all. I'm like, awesome. Do you like it busier? And like to have a chit chat, they're like, oh no, I don't like whatever. Awesome. Hey, anyway, I'm gonna get this. And you're like, oh, I love that you did that. I want you to compliment them every time that they do something in a way that makes you feel natural of complimenting people. But like, oh man, that looks so good. I'm so hungry right now. Thank you for making this today. And they're gonna be like, what is they're gonna feel great because people go into Chipotle and they're like beans, chicken, steak, more. So when you do that, they're gonna be like, man, this guy, good for that. They're gonna feel good about themselves. And you're like, oh, could you just put a little bit more on there? I love this stuff so much. And they're like, they're not gonna say no. They're wearing a shirt that matches the building, right? And I've been in one of those jobs, and I loved helping people. At ice cream shop, I was like making scooping ice cream for people. My favorite thing, watch out for my chocolate sodas, ice cream sodas. They're amazing. Anyway, so you're going to do that and go to when you get to the chicken, the steak, you're gonna do half chicken, half steak. And if you want double meat, you do different meats. Half chicken, half steak. They put it on there. Sometimes they do double meat already because they can't measure the half. But then you're like, you know what? I'm actually so much more hungry. Can you just do another half chicken, half steak? And then you're getting like 3 to 4 times the meat all of a sudden now that you could put away for later. Or if you're trying to buff up, whatever. So then all of a sudden you're paying for double meat, but you really have 3 to 4 times the meat. And then on the way down, you just keep on complimenting. So that's one thing of knowing how to how to mess around and ask for things because it's hard asking for things. So this is an upgrade for you. The second thing is get them in the mindset that they're making food for themselves. So if you're going to a place that like, I just love everything, you know what to choose. Like, do you eat here? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Like, I need advice. If I make another decision today, you're gonna watch me cry, and it'll be super awkward for both of us. So you like joke around to see what you get have that, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, can you make me something that you would make like yourself and you would eat yourself? And then they were like, yeah. You're like, are you allergic? Like, I'm not allergic to anything. Or you tell them like, I don't like spicy because I'm a wimp. You know, like I don't like spicy stuff. Yeah, I'm a big wimp. It's okay. I've already dealt with it in my life. It's okay. And then so as they're making the thing for you, I walked one time into this place and they were selling brisket. And my friend and I walked in there and I said, do you eat here? I did the thing. Like, can you make it something exactly? You put brisket, bam, mashed potatoes, bam. And then it was like, I forget what the third thing was. It was mac and cheese. And then he gave it to me. And then my friend's like, I'll do the same thing. He took the brisket and he put it on the scale and he took a piece off and then gave it to him. I put him in the mindset that he was making food for himself. Does he put stuff on the scale when he's making food for himself? No. You're like, exactly. So when you put people in the mindset, I've gotten from doing this and practicing and playing with different ways of mindset language from Chris Voss and blah, 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 blah. I've gotten more stuff. I've gotten free drinks. I've gotten like free like chips. I've gotten like, there's people give you stuff because they're so thankful that they're like somebody's coming in and appreciating them because they're like told all the time like this, and like they don't get paid attention. So you joke with them. And if they don't give you anything, then you weren't going to get something anyway. And you play with it and don't feel bad for it. One time a middle school like group of people came in and this one place in Chipotle, and then all of a sudden they seems like I'm gonna eat at Chipotle a lot. This has just happened. And then all of a sudden 2 of them left their stuff. And I was like, hey, I looked at the worker and I did this on purpose to see what he do. Did those kids just leave that there and walk out? He was like, yeah. I'm like, and I just shook my head. I didn't say anything. I went there, I cleaned it up, and 2 people got in front of me in line, and I went back in line. Didn't complain, did whatever, like, hey, all right, so I'm so excited. I'm so hungry today. And I said, I want this, and I didn't like those kids, blah, blah. I was like, all right, I'm so excited. I want this, I want this, I want this. And I got to the register, and I got double meat. He ended up giving me a chicken, just single meat, half off, employee discount. So when you give to the universe like that, as you're about to go to college and you're about to like order these stuff, just love on people. Like that's what you do. And just, it'll help you with sales when you're actually talking and having conversations with people to be less awkward about it. So when you're actually asking for things, you're practicing asking for things. So when you ask money for things or something else, that it's going to be okay. And remember when you're asking for those things, if they say no, then that's okay. But you're actually helping the world out. You're helping me out. because I don't want to pay money for somebody to do my lawn. I just want to do it and have my wife yell at me. But if you came along and did that to me and maybe just feel like thank goodness it's done. I'm such a wimp. You would sell to me. I would give you money. So how much would I pay for that? I don't know. I don't know how much it would cost. So Alex talks about in the Money Models book, like people understand that even $100 is a good price for teeth cleaning or whitening or whatever else. So to you, knowing more of this field, what seems like the right price that you would ask for somebody to do that? And how long would it take you?
Like a subscription
Let's go with how many times would you come out for a subscription?
in a month? Normally it'd be once a week, but it could be once every 5 or 6 days. So it'd be like 4 to 6 times a month.
Okay, that seems to me like it's too much. I don't need that much because of stuff.
Okay.
So because I'm not knowing, you probably know better than I do. So you would have to get me there. Maybe
It's 3 to 4.
you could say 4
Or
if it rains or something,
4.
or I don't know.
Okay.
If the grass grows faster.
Yeah.
You could sell rain insurance.
Yeah.
You're like, if it rains, that grass grows more. We got to come out more. I'm not going to let you get away with tall grass. I want you to have the best house in this neighborhood. So Cindy over there, she's trying to compete against you. She just got me to pay for whatever.
So I could do like the price could be like $200 a month for 4 times. Would that, because that's a little higher than the $40 an hour. What?
Yeah, that you said. So
Yeah.
$200 for a month.
Yep.
Depends what community you live in. So that would seem super steep for me. But so I'd have to like think. Let's see if I cut it. You could ask them how much do you cut it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think most people I've worked with have been doing once a week.
Once a week.
So
40, 40, 80, 80, 160. So you're doing 200, but you also add to. So you would have to show me what it would cost. Like normally cutting grass costs this much of the yard size, 50. So, but I don't just cut. I would do this, and this.
Mhm.
With rain insurance, if it comes up, or if you have somebody coming over and you want that yard to look good, like fresh good, you let me know. We're going to get that done for you. Like, yeah, I got guests coming over that I want to impress. My brother's coming over this weekend. He hasn't blah, blah, blah. Oh, my yard look good. So you can give those kind of insurances stuff. We're going to
I'll write that down.
So there's a couple of things I'm pushing my pain points that I'm personally feeling.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And I might have to leave soon.
Yeah,
but,
you do your thing. So that'll give you something to play with ChatGPT, selling them the dream, which is the brand, and getting them to do that. For me personally, with all those things you said, 200 a month seems like steep for me because I don't know any better.
Yeah.
But if you're paying 40, 40, 80, and 160, well, people typically do it once a week. They can charge you less. We do have this one subscription that we do, and then you could subtract. We don't do these 5 things. So maybe you go crazy high, 400 a month,
include
right, and then get me to that
crazy.
Yeah, go crazy.
Crazy value.
Lick your windows. If you're okay with humor, and we lick the windows too. But that's we lick your windows an extra $200 a month.
Like that.
Only licking clean with dogs that are purebred.
There we go.
That's only for the special guests. So then you flip over to the 200 a month for me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to make more than 400. You have to make 500 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's 6,000.
And now,
or not 6,000. Yeah, that's 6,000. And then bring me down to the 2,400 slash the 2,400, and then go down to something else. You also take care of snow.
Yeah.
So work with that. Play with it. Put it through the offer stack. Russell Brunson. See what it does. See if you can implement that. Something that's tangible to look at and hand to somebody. The more times that you make me click on something, the less I will buy. That's a rule.
Mm-hmm.
And they already have something that they could just put the card in. Keep the card on file. Do you want me to just use the card on file? Hey, I noticed that you have some of this. Now, we typically don't do this, blah, blah, blah. But, should I just use the card on file? hey, this stuff you could sell supplements like for the lawn care. We'd sell this blah blah blah. We'll add
Yeah.
it to it if we want to. Okay,
Yeah.
go
I
crazy.
like all
Go for
that.
like the most crazy taking care of lawn thing that you could think of. Price it crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
Then say other people are charging this into it. You got it, man. You have a good one, Carson.
yeah. 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 Thank you. You guys too. I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, you got this, man.
Yeah. All right. See you guys. Have a good night.
Bye. Hey, what's good? How was your day?
I'm good. How are you, John?
It's good. What time is it over there?
It's 9. How about your timing?
Yeah, we're
It's 11.
11:06 p.m.
11.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great. So
yeah.
where you living?
I live in
It's
DC area.
oh, that's great. Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
Sure.
Here we go. Bye.